Alright, welcome to another streaming flight from my Around the USA flight series. Today, we're going to go from Lake Charles, Louisiana, where we left off yesterday. It was quite an eventful flight with tons of rain and lightning. And we're going to go all the way to Galveston, Texas. So we're going to make our way to Galveston, Texas. We started this thing way back about 2 months ago in Plymouth, Massachusetts, so we're finally going to make it to Texas. So, quick, easy flight. Should take us 55 minutes total. That's what I calculated in my flight planning. And, yeah, should just be really easy. The weather's supposed to be looking good, too. So, we'll, see what's going on here. Hey, I do actually fly out of Alpha 1. Yes, do you also? That's where I'm renting from still. But, alright. Let me know. I do fly out of Alpha 1 though, so. Yep. It's a little loud on the Bluetooth audio here. Alright, let's get this plane started. Seat track back lock, avionics are off, autopilot's off, there's no autopilot. Carb heat's off, we also know that that's probably gonna turn on by itself when I do SPAD. Let me get that throttle and the mixture out of there. I did with John Greenlaw, because basically I worked with him at the high school. He used to work as a science teacher. So yeah, I did my private there, and I do plan on going back for the instrument eventually. Maybe next year, depending on how COVID's going, but I am still renting there. So I'm actually supposed to have a flight tomorrow if the weather actually gets better, but we'll see, because it's not looking good right now. Alright, carb heat off, beacon on, mixture full rich, throttle slide. See, I did that thing with the carb heat, so we'll just turn that off. Alright. Where are we? Priming, we'll do 2 shots of prime. Not that it matters in the simulator. Alright, and brakes are set. Clear prop, master on, mags to start. Cool, who do you have for an instructor? Oil pressure would be in the greens, just the current out of mile does not wall it that low. Oil pressure light says required, make sure it's required. Seatbelt harnesses, flaps up. And they are up. They would be down if you did the pre-flight. Heat vent defrost, we'll just put that cabin air on now, but like we always do, let's get a temperature reading out. Door air temperature's about 94 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty hot out there in Louisiana. And I will be with you in 1 second, by the way. Oh yeah, that's just going for a flight school. So I actually started out with a guy named Austin. I did about 5 lessons with him, and then he was going to go and get basically a better job for himself, which is totally understandable, you know, because they're all trying to make the hours for the airlines. So, and then they gave me John, who I worked with all along. So like, yeah, you know him already, might as well just go with him. But I got my private in October, so how far along are you in the private? Avionics on and set, radios go on, transponders on, very good. Put the taxi and the landing light on now, and pretend the nav controls the ADDSB, so we'll leave that on as well. And let's get an ATIS here. Lake Charles. Looking at my planning here, 118.75 still in there.
Airport information, flight 1949er Zulu, wind calm, visibility greater than 20 miles, sky condition 4,400, scattered 5,500, scattered, temperature 34.23, altimeter 2999er, ILS, runway 15, landing and departing, runway 15, VFR aircraft, see direction
15.
Short instructions. Advise controller on additional contact. You have Mike.
Mike.
Airport information. Mike. 1949er Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition 4,400. Scattered 5,500. Scattered.
altimeter setting and everything. Runway 15. We have online VAT sim, air traffic control, but it's not for us today. We're not in that area yet. They have Dallas Fort Worth is probably the closest, so we're south of that. But yeah, hey, listen, do what you can. I started when I was 37, I think, and I have a wife and a family, so I had to go for a long time, only because of that with scheduling. So if you can do it while you're young, you're probably better off because you have a little bit more time. The problem with that is just cost. So, but yeah, I don't really have a lot of problems with Alpha 1. The biggest thing is just, you know, when an airplane goes down or something, that's beyond their control. But other than that, I still rent from them. I still like, you know, their fleet. I think they have one of the bigger fleets than other schools, and they do maintain them very well. It's just a matter of does it go down or not, you know. But lately it's been the weather. I was supposed to fly on what was it, yesterday? I was supposed to go yesterday. I was going to go to Martha's Vineyard, quick hop. I was going to put my e-bike in the back, so I'll be the weird guy that brings the bicycle out in the apron. I'm like the only one that did. I got a lot of looks last time I did it, but I like doing that, and it's a folding e-bike. I put it in the back, and I take off with it, and I go places and bike, so I've only done that once, but I hope to do it on a more normal basis. I've been doing a lot of biking at my house, so. But that's the goal, is maybe tomorrow, if the weather actually cooperates, which I don't think it will, but I'm keeping an eye on it, that I'll take that flight to Martha's Vineyard in 890 and bike it for a couple hours. So it should be good. Alright, where was I? I was doing that, and calm, runway 15. I was checking VAT sim, that's right. So, if we look over here, this is the online air traffic control. We're starting from Lake Charles, Fort Worth's up there, and we are going to go all the way to Galveston, Texas. So, we started in Plymouth, which my one viewer right now, if there's only one, you know where that is. We followed the perimeter of the United States around Florida, and now we're doing Lake Charles to Galveston. This is good practice to keep your cross-country skills up, so I've been flight simming now for about 20-something years, so it's just been a passion of mine. I've been flying for real. It's a little cheaper. And, yeah, so this is how I keep my dream alive when the weather's bad and I can't rent. Alright, with that, 15, I gotta do a radio test. Let's go back to the checklist here. I got the ADDONS altimeter set, radio. I gotta test that. We'll try Fort Worth, but I don't think they're gonna get me. 135.175. So do you do any simming? Yeah. Well, we'll have to see, because it's always something, you know. But last time I went, well, I had a pretty good July, but when I was end of June, I went to go at 890, and the battery was dead on it. So then they're like, oh, you could take Bravo Foxtrot, which I got accustomed to all three 172s. I actually trained on the 152, but I took 5 hours of training with John on the 172s on each one to get accustomed to it. And yeah, the battery was dead in that one, and then in Bravo Foxtrot, something else was wrong, so. Oh, cool. Yeah, I am. It is already pre-bought, and I hope to be streaming that as well, so. I figured I sim, so I might as well stream, and I always have the YouTube channel. I actually paid for all my training through my other YouTube channel, so that's how I kind of got hooked on YouTube. But the flying channel is more for sharing the passion and the fun, so. That's how I still afford my flights, so. You already got it pre-bought too? Alright, radio check really fast. Forward center. Forward center says no, 9 Echo Foxtrot, radio check please. They're not going to hear us. Let's try the VAT sim. Unicom. Here we go. VAT sim Unicom says the 9 Echo Foxtrot, radio check please. I don't think there's anyone around me there either, so we'll just go with it. We'll, I'm sure it's fine. Taxi orders required, brakes, we'll test on the way out. Yeah, I pre-ordered the first day with the Microsoft store, and then I was like, well, that's dumb. Might as well just do it on stream, so I canceled that, and I bought it on Steam. I said stream, didn't I? Steam. Alright, we're going to go to runway 15. Lake Charles here. That means that we're going to go straight ahead. The airport's default, so it's not going to be the best, but I got a hotel over there. Alright, and Golf, and Golf, so I need Foxtrot. So we're going to go Foxtrot to Alpha to Juliet to runway 15, and it looks like right at the ILS hold, it'll be a good place to do a run-up. So let's do that. Here we go. Brakes are good. Here we go. I remember when I was going for my check ride, I did all those procedures and stuff on the simulator though, so. Alright, cool. Have some fun. Stay in touch, man. Alright? Maybe someday you can fly with me, so. Foxtrot to Alpha, right onto Alpha. Alright. Then we gotta find a place for the run-up, and that will be good. But these nice, quick, easy flights make it a little easier to get them done. For me, at least, I can't sit here for like 4 hours when I have a 2-year-old climbing up on me every hour. So, just something you gotta take into account here. Well, it's always interesting to meet people that fly at the same airport that you do, and even the same flight school. So, alright, we will pull over here and do a run-up. I'm going to use this little area right here. So, let's do that. Go a little faster, but it's cool. And the taxiway signs, I don't know if they'd be on pavement, but let's go around that. I don't even know if you could do this in real life, but we're going to use it, so. Very good. Alright, let's do the run-up, shall we? Checklist. Brakes are set. Fuel set to both. Trim set for takeoff. Hey, it works today. Cool. Flight controls. In, right, out, left, all the way in, and centered. Very good. Instruments, turn corners in the middle. Got the ball in the middle. Really good, no flag. Heading should be about 1-4, yep. Alright, vertical speed looks good. Alternate looks good. Horizon looks good. Airspeed looks good. Mixture, set it for best power, we'll leave it. Looks good. And primer, we'd pull on that in the roll to make sure it's locked in there. Going to 1700. Very good. Right magneto. Good. Back to both. Again, can't drop more than 125 RPMs. Okay, left magneto. Back to both. Very good. Carb heat on. That should drop again. Good. Suction looks good. The oil pressure, oil temperature is in the green. The amps would be charging if this gauge actually worked, but it doesn't. Alright, we're going to idle. Sweet, carb heat off. And back to 1,000. Alright, we're going to turn to the left here, get back on the taxiway, and do a little brief before we go, so. Strobes can go on at this time too, so you just put them on. Alright. Calm winds prevail today once again. Nice change from the rain and lightning I had yesterday during streaming. Okay, hold short at Juliet here. If there's a problem with the takeoff, and there's nothing available runway ahead of us. We will abort takeoff line directly ahead on the runway. If we're under 700 feet, there's a problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise. We will take a turn to the left and land downwind on a taxi, grass, runway, whatever is available to us, best glide speed 65. If we're above 700 feet, if we're under 700, we're going to land directly ahead with no more than 30-degree turn is best glide speed 65. If we're above 700 feet, we're going to do what I just said. We're going to take a left and land downwind on the taxiway, the grass, the runway, whatever is available to us, best glide speed is 65. With that, start the praying now, and let's get going, yeah. Alright. No controllers in sight still, so we're going to leave it where it is. I'm double checking everything will look good. No one on final, no one on base, and let's just double check and make sure I got the pattern on this. I updated all the chart supplements last night. Again, the Avera app's free, but they update it and you have to get the chart supplement. Oh, that's Galveston. I'm looking at Galveston, that's great. Lake Charles. Runway 15, right traffic pattern, so we're going to take a turn to the right. Alright, so that's what we're going to do out of here. Lake Charles traffic says 9 Echo Foxtrot, departing runway 15, departure to the southwest, Lake Charles. Looking good. And here we go. When my green screen comes in, we will use that instead of this X-Cam. I'm going to try that out. It's going to be the same background which I've made, but I like to see it nice and clear. So, alright, here we go. Feet on the floor. Rotate at 55, climb at 73. This is a 172N, so... Alright. I gotta try this one thing, too. Oh, cool. Maybe? Yes, it does. Alright, awesome. I set up a Streamlabs chat bot, and I wanted to see if it would actually work with that message, so very good. And we're up. We will depart with a right 45-degree departure, and then we'll turn on course. And our course should be 238. That should be our heading. So we're going to be right on our heading if we turn to the right anyway. So that's awesome. Save some time. Oh, got my stopwatch on. And the railroad, it just starts automatically. So I get a little spoiled. First checkpoint will be Black Lake. There's a big lake out there called Black Lake. When we hit the end of that, that's when we'll take a time. Alright, about 1,000 feet, clear on the right. Here we go. We're going to turn on course, actually. We're just going to do it because there's no one around us, so clear. 237, and then we'll see where we... Sorry, 238, and then we'll see where we line up on everything there. Go left rudder while we level out. Very good. And keep climbing. We're going to climb to 4,500 today. So, I think it's going to happen today instead of the other days where I had to keep descending. Clouds are broken at like 4,400, but it's supposed to be clear in front of us. So we might have to temporarily stay lower. Other than that, we should be good. I'm going to trim up, take some relief from holding the yoke back, and here we go. So this is what we look like right now. We're departing Lake Charles. We're going to Galveston right down there in a straight line. And obviously this is a little delayed, but we are definitely getting there. You also have the yellow align indicator at the top of the stream, which will show you percentage-wise where we are in our flight. We just started, so it's a big gold bar, and now will slowly disappear as we get through these through this flight, not these flights, this flight. So, small world though, when you start seeing people there flying out of your airport, and good times. Just wish the weather would cooperate, so. All right. About on course, Black Lake will be our lake in front of us. Let's get an outside view. We're at 3,000. Let me lean out the mixture first. Very good. Right about there. All right. So, you'll see that we have a lot of water around us. Maybe the sound will actually cooperate. There we go. So Black Lake might be this lake out there. The sectional is not showing as much detail as this is with Vector, but we're going over KLCH, I use my French there, Lake right now. And then we have Black Lake over here, so looks good. All right. Very, very low land here in Louisiana, close to the sea. And we'll say one more goodbye to Lake Charles over there. Galveston, I don't know if I found any scenery. I'm double checking that now, but I don't think I did. No. We're getting towards 2020 now, so it's not really worth it to buy any new scenery, I think, for Prepared or FSX. So we'll just stick with what we have and stay with it. So, 4,500. We take by looking out at an outside view. Yep, trimming it back a little bit, mixture, leaning it back on the mixture, excuse me. And now I just have to trim it out. So we're level. Bumpy, nothing we can't handle. Definitely better than the other 2 days of flying. Tonight I'll hopefully be streaming with the 1 year anniversary of the Virtual USA Flying Club. It's basically flying to Allentown, Pennsylvania. So I don't know exactly what airport I'm going to take off from yet, because obviously I would like to do like a Plymouth to Allentown thing. And I don't think that's going to happen with the weather. So I'm going to have to find an alternate airport. Maybe make it like an hour flight. So it's going to be 2 hours out of Plymouth. But I did a flight like that earlier in this Around the USA flights. I think it's the number 2 flight. And I don't remember if I streamed it or not. I think I actually did. So if you go on Eric Flight on the YouTube, I have all the live flights kind of archived there because Twitch takes them down after a little while. And yeah, so you can check that out for yourself. But that was a good one. We had big storms over New York City. I thought, oh, we'll get some nice views. And the storms came in a little quicker than I thought they were going to. And we take a couple more chances when we fly the simulator than what we would in real life. So, but it was a funny flight. It was scary and yet funny at the same time. So, all right, we are right above Black Lake now. So this is Black Lake right here. And when we hit the coast over there, that's when we will call our time for the checkpoint. But the section just puts as one big blue blob, and you can see it clearly has a little bit more detail here, so pretty cool. Gonna try to create some new camera views, I think, eventually. So smooth sailing, steady as she goes. It's Allentown, Pennsylvania tonight, though. Anyone can really participate in the actual fly-in. It's just you can't get rewards or anything like that. But I do recommend joining the Virtual USA Flying Club if you get a chance. The link's in the panels below. And it's just a Discord, and we basically have some fly-ins, general aviation related, and it's a really good time. So, alright, we're coming up on the coast of Black Lake here. I said it would take 13 minutes, but what I have on my watch is about 10, so we're going to mark it as 10. And that's because we went directly from the airport. We didn't overfly it at 4,500. I always estimate the time that's going to take to get to 4,500 and then fly over the airport, just in case I want to do that. So, all right. So we're about 3 minutes faster than what we planned, but we're good now. And the next checkpoint is, if I'm saying it right, Sabine Lake, which is, I guess, oh, it's a huge lake outside of Brooks Regional Airport. So we shall see what that looks like. But we're going over the Sabine National Wildlife Refuge right now. That's why it's very barren here. Generally, they like you to be 2,000 feet above Wildlife Refuge, so we're definitely within that right now. No problems on that. And things are looking good. Turn the right seat, way push back. And back to the captain view. Alright. Check that DG's looking good. See if there's any traffic around me. I don't think there is. We shall see. Here's Vatastic for you. Here's where we are, that's where we're going, and looks like they have one person out there, and there's another one in San Antonio. It was crazy, I'll tell you, when we started flying that sim right after everyone kind of went on lockdown, though, because they had like thousands of pilots on there. It was crazy, and it was cool. So a little more like real life. In fact, I think they estimated at one time that sim had more flights on it than the real world once. So it's cool. It's nice to have a nice calm flight after past two flights being basically crappy weather. I would have never really flown in real life, so. But it is what it is. Oh, sweet. We've just been notified by the head of the Virtual USA Flying Club that we might break the club record tonight on this fly-in. So, I think the record is 34. 34 members flying a fly-in at one time. So we're going to try to make it happen because it's the 1-year anniversary of that. It should be good. Again, I just wanted to get one more flight in my Around the USA flights so we can get this going a little bit more. Probably going to be flying into the fall, but it's all good. You know, I'm almost tempted to buy this VCam thing. Like, it is useful. It kind of works. I had one bad experience with it the first time, and it was flying at night, and I made the room dark behind me, but it's really not that bad, you know? I can still use the same backup though with a green screen, so I'll have to think about it. So definitely a green screen alternative, yes. As good as green screen, I don't think it is though. But it doesn't require as much setup either. Everything's done webcam and intelligently. You can see that your hands will disappear too. Like I could be like Casper the Ghost right now. Woo! So, but if you're sitting in one place, it seems to work pretty good. See, I disappeared there for a second, and I did that again. So, you know, sometimes it's just a little off. All right. In the distance, you'll see Port Arthur, which is what those buildings are, I believe. And Sabine Lake should be coming up. All right, up ahead. So. Well, this little inlet right here would be the inlet into Sabine. So, but my GPS is not showing that we're over Sabine. So I'm kind of a little confused, but we shall figure it out, so. Now, in the real world, I'd probably like a little bit more altitude than 4,500, just because we're going to be flying over some water. But it is off the coast at the same time, so 4,500 is not bad, but if I could get 6,500 just for safety, it'd be good. The only reason why we didn't do that today is because we got these clouds right here. And they were, you know, skirting down to 4,500-ish already, so. But just a little thought for the real world. Probably try to get to 6,500. There's always that fun flight to Block Island I had that taught me why you go to 6,500. I had some carb icing while I was descending, and thankfully I didn't go at like 3,000 because could have been a disaster if I didn't figure out the carb icing issue. So, more altitude equals life. Remember that. There's not much to look at here. It's just a lot of lakes on the coast here. But Port Arthur is right over there. And I guess this is Sabine Lake. I mean, even though my sectional is showing me over a different lake, I guess it's just an interconnected lake, I guess. Even though it shows some landmass over here. Like right now it should be over ground and a lake. So I don't know. Interesting. Well, gotta go with what the territory tells you, so. Let's go back to the cockpit, make sure I'm doing good on altitude and trim and stuff here. But it's pretty calm, so I don't think it'll change much. Yeah, I'm a little higher. Alright, check my times here. 19 minutes. I have 17 minutes 40 seconds. And there should be a little river, if you will, that goes out to the Gulf of Mexico. That's what I'm looking for on my checkpoint. So I'm thinking, once we build the Twitch channel a little bit more, of giving away some swag, if you will, for viewers. But we have to get more viewers, and I know it does better usually at night, but I do appreciate anyone that's watching right now. But I have some airflight keychains, stuff like that, that we can give to loyal viewers. So just know that in the future, stay a loyal viewer, there might be some things in it for you. Alright, this landmass right first would probably be around that. But actually, this is where I told my checkpoint would be, and it is 19 minutes. So we're gonna count that as good, even though it looks a little different on the sectional. And the next checkpoint is actually a VOR. So we need some VOR here. Sabine Pass 115.4. And we'll put that in there right now. The nav, you can see it just came alive. We eventually want to go 233 from, so put 233 in now. Let's just say 2, so we're on the other side right now. So that's about 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5, yep, 6, 7. So, no, as long as we're heading towards it, that's what matters. And even that should probably be a little bit more. I mean, there's a Victor airway that we can follow on the 233 radio, so I don't mind lining up with that now. But Sabine Lake would be right to the right of us, according to my sectional, and just seems like there wasn't as much land as the sectional was showing, but let's take a look outside again. It literally says on the sectional that I'm supposed to be over land still. I don't know, maybe there's a great flood or something. No clue. No clue at all. Still a nice view though. Give me that. And Port Arthur would be out there, so I'm just a little confused that the land isn't what it said it would be. I do have OrbX Vector for Prepared 5 in this, so I don't know. Hopefully 2020 will be better. That's what I've been saying the past couple streams whenever I find something. And then there's a outlet out to the Gulf of Mexico. Right there. But again, the vector data seems to be a little mistaken if what this sectional is telling me is true. So we'll go with it though. So I don't know what it is, but lately, and you know, I've been streaming, like I have a playlist of flying music on YouTube, and I've been doing like the soaring, like Q-line music and stuff, and it goes great when you're flying online. I gotta be honest with you. I mean, maybe I'm just missing it because I was supposed to go to Disney this week in real life if COVID never happened, but I think it's excellent soundtrack music for flying. I gotta be honest with you. Excuse me. I gotta see who composed this eventually, but always like that music. just, you know, we have to be right on the needle here. We just want to be within the vicinity of it to know that we're heading towards that VOR. And again, I have GPS on my tablet to back me up on that, so. But if you want a little mini lesson on how to use a VOR, we are dialed into the Sabine Pass VOR. We want to overfly that as close as possible, because that's where my flight path is. And then we're going to head out from 233 radio to stay on the Victor 7556 route. So I didn't put that in my planning, but I just put direct, but just something that we can use, and why not, right? Might as well use it. The airway. I don't use those enough in real life, but again, I don't really go flying big long distances because it costs money, so. I did want to plan one big trip this year, but that wasn't going to happen with COVID. So, again, it was supposed to be like Fort Ticonderoga and New York. Should be about 3-hour trip total, 3.5 hours. It's going to go visit with the e-bike, pull it out of the plane, go visit to Fort Ticonderoga. Or, what was the other plan? The Woodstock Festival site in New York. I was going to go there. One of those. So I guess I'll just have to save it for next year. Hopefully COVID will be mostly done by then. And we can get back to normal. So, we shall see. Alright, looking good. You see that we're almost lined up with the VOR right now, and it's showing that on the GPS as well. My route was to take me slightly north of it, so even though I'm a little bit off, that's pretty good, because if I'm this way from the needle, if the needle's pointing this way, it means I'm a little bit north of it, and that's fine, but looks like we're going to line up with it. So let's turn to 233 while we're here. And that's how you basically use a VOR to help you on navigation. They are slowly decommissioning VORs around the country, but they will keep, they're going to phase them out in like numbers of years. And I think they're going to keep some major ones, and that's it. But they want everyone to know about GPS navigation. But there's nothing better than learning traditional stick and rudder and how to plan without using technology. Because if this ever goes down, you kind of need to know what you're doing, right? Excuse me. Whoa. My face keeps going in and out. That's what I was saying about the V-cam, and that's why you see the watermarks. I'm just trying it out, but now I'm just waiting for my green screen to come in, and we're going to do the same thing with green screen, hopefully. So, we shall see. The other thing is that you will probably see the chair behind me, which I didn't think of. But, we'll see. We'll work with it. We'll see what we can do. For me, it's all tax deductible anyways, because I do YouTube videos. So, and that's not for the Eric Flight channel, by the way. I make no money on that. I have another YouTube channel that does make some money. Not like livable, where I can leave my job money, but pays for flying, so that's why we do it. Alright, now, we should see this thing switch pretty close and switch to from, because we're about to fly over the VOR. Let's even see if we can see it out there. Should be somewhere down here, a little white box. Sometimes they put them in there, sometimes they don't. But I don't see it. Do you see it? No. We still got a little way to go. It might be out there. I mean, just seeing if we can do that. See the VOR. keep an eye out for it. Trim down. Still looking for that VOR if it's in there. We're overflying it right about now. I guess not. Alright, well, just trust me, in the real world there's a VOR. Oh, there it is. Is that it right there? That is it right there, I think. Yep, that's it. So that little white tower right there would be the VOR. That's what we tracked with the nav beacon. Now we're going to head out of this at the 233 radar from it. So when I go back in the plane, see I'm right on top of it, and it's going to get really hairy because I'm like right there. So very accurate when you're very close, gets less accurate as you go from afar. And on some of them, you have to look in the chart supplement because they only work from certain angles. It's not like the simulator. But that would be the VOR in 2832-ish. I said 27, so we'll call it 28. That's fine. Alright, next checkpoint is the Wolde intersection, which is on the sectional. While we're on this 233 radial, so you might not be able to see that, but on the sectional it's there, and using the GPS will help me. The intersection of Wolde would be 233 with approximately 90 of the Trinity VOR, so if I had to, and things went and hit the bed pretty bad, I could see where I am in relation to those two VORs and go there. Also, we'll be switching to the Galveston VOR halfway, and then we'll be going to it on the 233 route. So, again, see how it says from now? The arrow's pointing down, which means from, and we're still heading away from it at 233. Heading away from. Heading to would be heading to while going that direction. So, VOR's going to be tricky for people learning how to fly in the beginning. But honestly, I actually learned that first way back in the day with Flight Simulator 98. I did the virtual airlines back then and everything, and had some fun with it. But I did the Microsoft Flight Simulator 98 flying tutorials. I remember that. And, oh, that's great. We just had a real-life tornado watch for Bristol County, which is where I live in Massachusetts. So, the power goes out. I have battery backup, but I gotta turn things off. Oh, boy. Well, hopefully we get to Galveston before then. I'm sure we're gonna be fine. We don't get a lot of tornadoes up here. They just give a lot of warnings when there's some inclement weather that can make them, so. If you're out there watching, don't make yourself a stranger. You can kick back, just watch if you'd like. But if you want to chat a little bit, please feel free to. Something we encourage you on the Eric Flight YouTube and Twitch channel. Two nights ago, I had a lot of questions from an aspiring pilot. And I'm not a CFI or anything, but I will try to answer whatever I can, and if I don't remember the answer, I will quite blankly tell you I don't remember. So, but I know this would be quite a resource for when I was starting to fly on simulators even, trying to figure out flying and how it's done in general aviation, because it seems like a lot of people that fly in VATSIM and simulators in general, they always go for the big jets, but I am going to stay true to my newfound roots, I should say, of being a private pilot, and just got to take this 172 around everywhere, so I don't think I've flown a real jet on the simulator, God, 3-4 years, so, because I was just practicing for my private, and I've just continued to keep it up, so. Doing pretty good tracking that VOR. what we're going to do is we're going to get Galveston VOR in here. And that's the Shoals VOR 113.0. So we'll have that on standby. And then we'll just flip it over and stay on this route. So, the Wolde intersection is coming up though. I said total of 38 minutes, excuse me. So we should be there in about 5 in the intersection of the airway. It's good to practice VOR navigation too, because I don't do that enough in the real world flying either. But again, I'm not flying long distances, but just to keep it up and going in my head, that's why we do simming. So, very good for instrument training and recollection, shall we call it. Alright, I would show you a lot of things here, but there's not much to look at. On our right, it's supposed to be an Intracoastal Waterway. So I guess we can look out and see if that's out there. But I don't really see it. Be south of these things. Big square irrigation ditches they look like. So, there's the coast. And the Intracoastal Waterway would be right about here. They didn't really model that in here either, so. It's a nice picture opportunity though. I'll take pictures of that. Pretty cool. And we're just following the coast here. That's all we're doing. So again, being at 4,500, if I was over open water with no land in sight, I at least want 6,500. I might not even fly if it looks like I fly 6,500. And if I can go 85, that's even better. But being along the coast here would make someone feel a little bit better. And it's just swampland out there. That's all it is. But we're getting to my brother's territory of Texas. He was in Dallas. So, if I owned my own plane, I'd be flying a lot more long distances. I am saving up for that slowly. Don't know if it's going to happen, though. So, it's going to be a couple of years at least. So, if the weather doesn't keep cooperating, who knows? Maybe I'll save up even more. Again, sorry my face keeps disappearing on the VCam. I don't know if it's not enough lighting. If I go closer to the camera, it works better, but can only do so much, you know? Very calm, nice flight today. Barely touching this yoke, just doing everything with trim. No touching the rudders, just nice, clean, clear flying all the way down. Get more cockpit view here. Coming up on Wolde, and I said 38, I got 36 minutes, so looks like we're gonna make it there on time. Another thing I practice while doing these flights, cross-country flight planning. A little bit of wind here, but it's nothing terrible. Minute to Wolde. It's looking that way in the GPS too. And right at Wolde, we're gonna wait a little bit longer actually. So we're probably around Gilchrist, which is on the coast, a little town called Gilchrist. I think it's a town. And we'll flip over to the Galveston Shoals VOR. Track that instead of the Sabine Pass. So no DME equipment here, so we don't know how far away we are from those VORs, but they'd have to, yeah, the Shoals could give me that. Sabine Pass, yep, they look like they have a DME also, actually. So, but not needed right now. Again, that needle hasn't moved much, so we know we're on course still from the Sabine Pass VOR on a 233 radio. Reading over the Discord messages for the Virtual USA Flying Club about tonight's event. Alright, that was Woldy. And that was indeed in 38 minutes. Alright, now we have the Seafood Warehouse private airport, which will be on the right. It's the only private airport out there on the coast, so wonder if they have seafood there. Oh, shh. It's all good. Look out the coast here. Something tells you this will be a little more exciting in real life. You'd probably see a lot more variety here on the coast. Maybe not, maybe. It's supposed to be all swampland. That's the Anahuac National Wildlife Refuge out here. Then going right up the coast here, that's all we're doing. Until we get to Galveston. So OrbX go out there. Alright, on the right should be the town of Gilchrist, which they have right here on the simulator. So we're going to switch over to Shoals International, the Shoals VOR, and take a look back in the cockpit. And it should still be 233, but it should say 2. That's right, so there we go. Clearly see it just says that. Again, it's now on 113.0. And let me look at Fantastic one more time to see, nope, no air traffic control available. But give you a view. Here's where we are. Galveston's over there, so we're close. And we have United Airlines off the right. So we'll see if we can see them too on that sim. I don't think they're close enough though. That should be more like that over there. So now They're back there more. Ooh, excuse me. Might staying on that VOR track there. Probably go a little bit to the right. And once we see the seafood warehouse, we will find the ADDONS for Shoals International at Galveston and go from there. Might have some clouds to worry about ahead, but see about that. And that might actually be Galveston out there in the distance. Kind of looks like it. The Seafood Warehouse Airport should be off the coast there. Let's see if we can take a look at that. Do you see an airport out there? That might be it right there. No. Alright, well it should be out there somewhere if it's in Sim. So we shall see. That might be it actually. Private airfield right there. Yeah. So that's where our next checkpoint's gonna be. And after that it's straight shot to Galveston, I believe. Yep, that's it. So we're right on time. We should be about a minute off that Seafood Warehouse Airport right here. And just straight to Galveston, like I said. Alright. Right now we're about 11 minutes out from Galveston, 20 miles out. It's looking really good. About to start a descent and do all that stuff, so. Alright. Now I'm going to call Seafood Warehouse at 45 minutes because it looks like we're going to be there at that time. Again, that's right on the right over there. Up ahead just a little bit, so we mark over here. And let's dial into the Galveston ASOS 119.275. Started a cruising descent down for those clouds. That's why we're descending now, so go to the right slightly. So runway 14 probably.
Altimeter 3000. Kilo Golf Lima Sierra.
Alright, get away from these clouds, it won't be good. Keep descending, nurturing the mixture slightly. Back to Unicom, and we're in the clouds. That's not good. Keep descending to get out of those clouds. Again, I was trying to go to the right, it just popped up on me. ActiveSky just kind of said, oh, let there be clouds. So that's what you just saw there. The real world, we would have been going to the right and deviating around that cloud while descending. So don't take it out on me. Oh, man. Okay. Again, once we get out of 3,000, we should be good. So we'll use the VOR, I guess, to just keep us on track now. I just gotta go around, but It's alright. We'll make it happen. Good training right here. There we go. It's just a matter of time before we break out of these clouds. There we go. Very good. Galveston's right there at the point. As soon as these clouds want to give me a break, yeah. Alright. So once again, there's no air traffic control here. In the real world, it'd be Class D, so I'd already have approach on number one. And number two, I'd be headed off the tower, which would then tell me the active runway. I'm gonna say it's 15, due to the winds being, 14, due to the winds being 148. So that's the runway that we're gonna go to. Pattern altitude is, oh God, it's like 1,000, because it's only 6 MSL. So that's, yeah. Now you can see why they have problems with hurricane and stuff over here. But, now seeing that the VOR is right at the airport, all you have to do, if you got lost in the clouds or whatever, is just set this to where it says 2 in a straight line, and it'll tell you the heading to go right to the airport. So, something else that you need to know for the private check ride when they say, alright, you're lost, where are you gonna go, you know? Make sure we're in under 3,000. And we'll continue our descent down. I'll call 10 miles out, and then we'll continue on in. Got some good music on right now. Got some Red Hot Chili Peppers Aeroplane. Yeah, good song. Just gonna keep our descent going here. Galveston is in front of us. The airport is a little past that, so right where those buildings, you can barely see them, that's the airport, I believe. As far as similar, here's where it shows us. That was Lake Charles. I was trying to deviate on that cloud. Then we got in clouds anyway, so now you said, we'll just go straight. Now we're going right to Galveston, so. Again, we want to be 1,000, but we're going to call this right now. Galveston traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, 10 miles to the northeast. We're going to be setting up a 45 for runway 14, Galveston. At least that's the plan right now. 14 is, which really should be, no, that's the wrong one, okay. 14 is left traffic pattern, so it's all good. So, what we'll do is we will go a little south, then we'll head up to a 45 on runway 14, and then we'll land. So, that's what we're gonna do. So let's start going there now. Still 5 minutes away, so making good time though. See the ships and everything for Galveston, major port city. When you think of Texas, you don't always think of a place like Galveston, but it's pretty cool. See the beaches below? Yep. Beaches right there on the coast. So spring break is probably pretty popular around here. Again, the airport's right up here. And runway 14 looks to be going that way. So getting down to pattern altitude, and Galveston traffic says Echo Foxtrot 7 miles to the northeast, going to be set April 45 for runway 14, Galveston. Says there's some oil rigs. There they are right there. It says on the sectional as well. Got a cruise ship right over there. So oil rigs and cruise ships. All good. Alright, I'm going to focus on this landing mostly now because we're getting towards the pattern altitude and I got to set up the 45, so. But it's pretty nice here, so. Probably even be better in 2020. Tuesday. It's going to be an awesome day for the flight sim community, so. Some more activity on the Discord for the Virtual USA Club. And I'll try to make that briefing. I can't promise, but I'll definitely make the fly-in either way, so. Alright, there's Galveston right there. 14 would be the runway that's going that way. So again, we'll do a 45, left downwind, into runway 14. Galveston traffic says Echo Foxtrot 4 miles to the east. We're setting up a 45 for runway 14, Galveston. A little more throttle there, but nice, easy descent down with no problems. Alright. Officially on the 45. Galveston traffic says Echo Foxtrot 2 miles out on the 45 for runway 14, Galveston. Look at that highway right on the water there. Slowly making turn to downwind. Looking pretty good. Galveston traffic says Echo Foxtrot left downwind runway 14, Galveston. There we go. Get to the numbers there, put car beat on, started to set down. it's not. I gotta click here first. On, back to 1900. And we'll put 10 degrees of flaps in already. Start trimming down slightly. The real world you go 1700, just that the current out is underpowered. So, very good. Alright, turn base pretty soon. Okay, turning base, clear to the left. Want to keep that airspeed around 80. Alright, level out, level right rudder. Looking good. Back to 17, another 10 degrees of flaps. Should be about 75, 70. Good job. Alright, turning final. Watch out for this crane on the final. But that's not scary. Have this big crane at you. Better to be high and low, so I don't mind that glide scope at all. Go. Okay, 30 degrees. We should slow down to about 70, 65 even. I'm gonna trim down slightly. There we go. And last 10 degrees. I don't really worry about radio calls because there's no one here, but good. We should be landing at about 60. Not bad. Alright, good. Alright, there's Delta on our left there, so we'll do aerodynamic braking by pulling the yoke back. Flaps up, carb heat off, very good. Get off that Delta, and we'll see where to park this thing. Gotta clear first though. Galveston traffic says in Echo Foxtrot, clear of runway 14, Galveston. Alright, there's a hangar. The terminal FBO is straight ahead actually. So that's where we will go. Let me just get my checklist out for the post-landing. Flaps up, carb heat off, strobes off. Very good. Landing light, I like to leave on. Taxi light, I like to leave on. Pitot mixture trim is set for takeoff. Good. And we're good. Galveston traffic, Cessna 9 Echo Foxtrot taxiing to FBO via Delta, Galveston. We made it, another airport, and the Allentown fly-in is going to be in a couple hours, so I'm going to get off this thing, go relax with my family, maybe have a quick dinner, and get right back on for the Allentown. I still have to pick a place to depart from though, so I'll have to see what happens with that. But it's nice meeting someone out of my own flight school, where I got my private, so keep the dream alive over there. It's all good. Clear there. Clear there. Galveston traffic says an Echo Foxtrot crossing runway 1836 at Delta, Galveston. Seems to be good, so I'm going to keep going. And I'm taking it like that, building in front of me would be the FBO, according to the airport diagram, so. Another flight down now, which is always great to see. We are in Texas. We have made it to Texas. We're going to start flying out west more now. And that should be a total change of scenery than what we were seeing in Florida and even Louisiana, so it's all good. Park right over here. I'll park here. I'll trust the default scenery. It's fine with me. There we go. Alright. Wheel straight, so I hit in pretty well. Checklist once again. ELT verify satellite avionics off. Radio off. Transponder off. All lights off except for beacon. Good. Alright. Mixture, full lead. Mags off. Master off. Lights off. Parking brake. Even though we usually just chalk it in the railroad because we're worried about hydraulics with the brakes on the Cessnas. But, alright, let's take a look around Galveston. Default scenery, not much to look at. But the tower's over there. And I would take the taxi bar and pull that up more, but it's all good. Leave it where it is, and I just want to say thank you for joining me once again on a great flight. I know these day ones that not as many people are able to come out to them, but I'm going to do the flights anyway, so feel free to check any of these flights that I streamed on my Eric Flight YouTube channel. And while you're there, want to click on the like button and the subscribe button. Have to do that shameless play, but I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that way we can add to the flying funds, but that's so that I can fly more in order to provide more video and maybe even take some requests about where to fly. So, but anyways, thank you for joining me. Have a great day, and I will see you soon.